In general, people can be motivated by fear to change. But this is a problem, because change is implemented by people. So it is important to seek their support and encourage visions and behaviors and attitudes that bring commitment to change. We need to have everybody on the same page and to help us to rule the boat. Once again, this can be difficult, just because typical people problems associated with change management include high levels of stress and resistance to change. This can be summarized as follows. People want to maintain the comfort zone. But why? Is there really a comfort zone, or is something that we perceive? Well, to some degree, this is somehow a myth. When you step from your comfort zone, you are reaching other zones or areas that can be comfort zones. Not everybody is always comfortable just on their comfort zones. Think, for example, of an athlete. They need to progress and to improve their skills. They are always in what we can define as a focus zone. Also, there is not necessarily a discomfort zone, simply an area that we don't know yet, but we rather not want to know it, because we are okay in ours. So we can say that there are other zones. And the leader job is to make people comfortable looking for new zones or areas where that people can be comfortable later. But at the same time, make them more inspired, creative, and to make them advance. So we know now that there is a comfort zone and that people will oppose or resist to be taken out of it. But what is resistance, or resistance to change, or change resistance? We can define resistance to change as the actions taken by individuals or groups when they perceive a change that is occurring as a threat to them. Resistance may take many forms, including active or passive, overt or covert, individual or organized, aggressive or timid. But there are two main forms of resistance. First, we can speak of individual change resistance, which is the refusal of a social agent, let's say a single person, or maybe an organization, a corporation, department, whatever, to fully support or adopt new behaviors. Second, we have the systemic change resistance, which is the tendency for a system as a whole to reject an attempt to change, even if that change is prompted over a long period by a substantial fraction of the population. So, whenever people face a challenge, they will try to resist to that change. What solutions do you think we can apply?